Hi there, welcome back. If you've followed my videos, you'll know that this is my least favorite part of the restoration, but it's probably one of the most important ones, and that is the actual restoration of the cabinet. I've got to warn you, the footage that follows is probably going to bore most people to death. It deals with the restoration of the cabinet. It can be very, very boring. I'm doing this because a lot of people have asked me to show them how I do this. It's how I do it, not the right way, the wrong way, it's my way. But if you don't want to see this, skip this video and come back for the last one in the series, which will follow soon, which deals with the IF alignment for the FM, as well as the Bluetooth installation and the final tests. You have been warned. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this particular cabinet is not in bad condition. If you can focus on the various elements, the plastic trim, that brass border, the actual grill cloth, everything seems to be in pretty good shape. There's one or two small exceptions, like that little connection of the grill there seems to be a bit tarnished. That's easy enough to repair, to clean up. Now what I need to do is, what am I going to do? Well, if we look here, we've got quite a bit of chipping of the actual final lacquer. It's very visible there, and you see the cracks running through there. There's actually quite a ding over there. The rest is pretty easy to repair, but the other thing about this radio, like the Jubilate that I did previously, it's very, very simple to just sand it all down, and I think that's probably what I'm going to do. So the first thing to do is to remove all the hardware, the trimming, the faceplate, or rather the grill cloth. Remove all that, get down just to the cabinet, and then start the actual sanding, probably removing the existing varnish or lacquer and stain with an actual remover, stain remover or varnish remover. You paint that stuff on and then it just scrapes off in one big blob of goo. But it has to be done. Let's look at the back. Again, nothing too unusual here. It's in very good condition, no rot, no woodworm. One thing I find about the radios that I do get on the island of Madeira is they're all riddled with woodworm. We have a serious problem. It's called a moderate climate. And woodworms seem to love it. This particular one came from Germany, where the climate's probably a little bit less conducive to the creepy crawlies, and so this one's in very good shape. That foil that you see there is one side of the FM dipole. There's the other side. That's pretty normal. Again, very good condition. That board there with the speaker on comes off with about 4 or 5 screws. That I'll remove. I probably won't remove the antenna. Just tuck it inside there and we can work on the outside quite comfortably. The plastic trim comes off with screws, as you can see down there. Nothing much to it. And once this thing is cleared of all its hardware, it's a question of getting to it with some sandpaper and, or rather with the paint stripper, varnish stripper, and sandpaper and so on. This bottom plate, bottom cover, it's got 2 screws on there. On the inside it's actually covered with aluminium foil as well. Not sure what the condition of that foil is in, but the idea of that is that you actually, when you screw it on, you make sure it's got contact with the chassis, and that provides a screen from the bottom to reduce noise pickup. So we can probably put a new layer of aluminium foil on there, the sticky one, tape, and it's easy to put on there as well. So let me get on with this and report back to you. And that was a hell of a lot faster than I expected. This thing is now stripped down, as you can see. What you'll notice here, which we'll get back to in a second, is there's a strip of glue all the way around here. And that's the strip of glue that was used to stick this border, this brassy border. It's actually sort of a plasticky thing. It's not brass, but you can still see the strips of glue over there. This comes out, or came out very, very easily. All I needed to do was to remove this joint, which joins the two bits together over here. And then it just pulls, you just pull it and it disconnects from the, it unglues from the wood frame. There's the bottom plate. There is the Loewe-Opta logo. And that goes in with 3 little nails. One in the middle, 2 on each end. You pry that out very, very carefully, and you're left with 3 little holes. But it lets you sand down in that area as well. These plastic frames actually come in 2 sections, which is actually better to handle. Usually it's one that goes all the way around. This is actually in 2 sections. The separate numbers of screws over there, just so we don't lose track of them. And then, of course, there's the speaker and front board. So now, obviously, each of these elements will get some attention paid to it, but first things first, that monster over there. I guess I better get cracking. Here we have an example of being careful with the products you use. The testing for this I did on the bottom, so that if something went wrong, I wasn't going to damage anything too visible. Now what I used here was varnish stripper, which is rubbed on and then cleaned off with, I use acetone, you can use thinners, you can use all sorts of stuff. I'm not an expert on woodwork, but it works, and this is the result on a rather unobtrusive part of the cabinet. Now I tend to rub it on with an old toothbrush because it makes it a lot more controllable. So just go very, very slowly, small pieces at a time. You apply the stripper, you let it act for a while, keep applying it. You can actually scrape it off with a scraper if you want, just to get some of the main stuff off. And it does come off. And then just keep going. And here I'm using some of the acetone with a paper cloth, and you just rub it on, clean off, rub it on, clean off. Get ready to throw away a lot of paper towels, and don't give up, and you'll get this thing right down to the wood, which in this particular case actually looks pretty good, as you can see. And it dries off and you're left with the original veneer on the underside, which in this particular case I don't see any damage whatsoever. So we had a gem under there. See what I mean? This is the result after cleaning it off a few times with the acetone and letting it dry. Beautiful. There is no damage whatsoever on that side, at least on the side for now. And when we look at the final result, after everything's been done, many, many, many hours, we've got the cabinet down to the original veneer. It's clean. The wood has no chips on it, no dings on it. All that damage was done on the actual lacquer. So we don't have to do much repair. There are a few streaks over there you can see, but that'll disappear soon enough. And look at it. Front, the same thing was done. The whole thing has been properly stripped down and ready for the finish to be applied. And of course, little things like the glue that was on that wooden surround, that all has to be removed, just to make sure that when you do put that frame back with fresh glue, you don't have extra thickness to mess up your plans. Again, painstaking but worth it. And finally, here we have the result of the first coat of lacquer that I put on. This is transparent. It's a water-based varnish or lacquer, and goes on fairly easily. And what you do is you let it dry. Of course, you just sand it slightly before you put that on Forgot to mention that. But once you put that on, you let it dry, and of course it then has to be sanded again, wet sanded and revarnished, and then wet sanded and revarnished. And by the time you've gone through this 3 or 4 times, you have the result. And the last bit here is after I have wet sanded it with, I believe it was 1200 or 1000 grit, water-based water sandpaper, and also with 40000 steel wool, just to give it a nice matte finish, a satin finish. And that works very, very well, and I like that. So this is the result, and afterwards all you'll do is put a bit of oil or wax on it and just polish it up, and we're done. And here we are. All the hardware has been cleaned up, put back together, and it's looking bloody amazing. The logo is back in place. Just tap it in with those 3 nails. No more damage done. All the plastic trim has cleaned up perfectly. It looks brand new. And as for the border, that brass border and the grill cloth, well, that looks like it was fitted yesterday. It came out fabulously. I didn't even need to wash the grill cloth with shaving foam, as I've sometimes been known to do. Here's a picture of the back with all the hardware fitted in. The speaker's been cleaned, everything's been cleaned, and also the trim around the back has been repainted with a water-based acrylic, which is very easy to apply and cleans up rather nicely when you want to clean brushes and so on. That makes it gives it a fresh look from the back as well, which is important. And that's it, folks. We're done. This thing's going to be put aside now for a while, or at least until I finish the FM IF alignment and also install the Bluetooth, which I will show in the next video. So if you are still awake, do remember to come back for that. Also, do remember to subscribe, share, like, and all that jazz. And if you want to support the channel, you can go to Patreon. Thanks for watching, and see you back soon. Bye for now.